Welcome to Do You Ever Wonder? The show that brings you answers to many of the questions that you may have, but with no one to ask. Do You Ever Wonder is hosted by Mike Haltman, CEO of Hallmark Abstract Service, who, like you, has always been deeply curious about a wide variety of topics. Each week, Mike will be speaking with guests who are leaders in their field and who have inspirational stories to tell. So now, sit back and enjoy the show.
So, hi everyone. My name is Mike Haltman. I am the host of Do You Ever Wonder? I could tell that our guest today was enjoying that music.
I want to sit back and enjoy the show. Too bad I have to speak. Thank you for having me on.
It wasn't even my voice. A pleasure to have you on. So, today's guest is Adam Leitman Bailey. He is the managing partner of the firm that bears his name, and recently was your 24th anniversary.
Yes, we just had January 3rd. We had our 24th anniversary, and we had a big highlight. On last night, because one of our clients, for you Yankee fans, went on LinkedIn and wrote a nice testimonial. And let's see if you can guess. Are you a Yankee fan or are you a Met fan?
I'm a Met fan.
All right, good for you. Thank God. Yeah. But this Yankee fan.
Got to be one of us, right?
So you won't get this, but this Yankee fan was in a big debate with Steinbrenner. Thank you so much. And he's the client, and he was nice enough to post. And I'm sitting there at my kid's baseball practice, and they looked over. They go, how do you know Dave Winfield? And I was like, oh, that's so nice of him. And then the rest, but no, that stuff makes you feel good about practicing law.
When you get testimonials are great, but when you get them from people like that, that's even greater. So,
well, no, it's the thank yous. No one's required to say thank you. And then when it happens to people that you really admire, even though I can't stand the Yankees, everything about them, just disgusts me.
So you are a Met fan?
I'm a huge Met fan. Big Met fan. Big Met fan. Is the shoot. Big Met fan. Big Met fan, but if you're a baseball fan, you respect the game.
Winfield, absolutely.
And it's hard not to like Dave Winfield, who literally Steinbrenner, the owner of the Yankees, got banned for hiring someone to go to dig up dirt on Dave Winfield, which they couldn't find any because the man is perfect. Yeah.
And that was for contract negotiations?
I don't know the whole story. I stick to real estate and charity. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
So back to your point about getting kind.
I think it was contract negotiations. Yeah.
What's that again?
I think it was contract negotiations.
That makes sense.
And we also hated them.
So you talk about having people say nice things about you, and typically in business, people only say things when there's an issue, but testimonials are the greatest form of compliment. So that's a beautiful
I agree. Thing. It used to be, they used to do it to your face. Now, if they don't do it in writing, it didn't happen. Tree falls in the forest, and no one saw it fall. It didn't happen. Yeah. And now it's got to be on social media. I'm kidding around, but
No, you're 100% right. I have a Google business page, and I have a lot of testimonials, and it works. People appreciate the fact that people take the time to say something else.
It's funny. We think it works. We spend so much time on our marketing, and yet, must have got 20 to 30 emails of new cases and 10 to 15 phone calls, and they're all referrals. So,
Was that all today?
Yes, all today. Yeah.
Seriously? Wow. That's
good.
That's.
Oh no! It's this is a machine. It's a.
You are a legal machine.
Well, no, we do one type of law. But remember, but most of those emails and calls may not be able to afford us, may not be a good fit. We're very particular on what type of cases we take in.
Right.
So,
Well,
you know, yeah.
you opened in 2000,
Yes,
and this was, you didn't work for anybody else.
I did. I couldn't get a job out of Syracuse Law School, greatest law school in the world. In fact, of course, that's where our presidents come from. President Biden also went to Syracuse, and he's just doing great.
I don't know if you're kidding or not.
I'm not. I don't do political. I don't take political sides. Okay.
Okay.
So,
good.
so I could be joking, and I may not be joking. All right.
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
I have to imagine.
Yes. I'm not actually making any statements there. All
Okay.
right. So, I actually feel bad for him. My mother-in-law has dementia, and it's breaking my heart. And I'm watching him, and it's like the same thing. And he's running the world. So
I was going to say your mother wasn't president, but that's.
it's hard. It's tough, and he's just a fabulous man. I mean, just his whole life he's given back to our country, and now he's put in a position where he doesn't know what kind of ice cream he's having.
Well,
sad.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that.
Yeah, and it's just very sad. It's I'm just nothing about politics. Just about ice cream.
No. Absolutely. Yeah.
Ice cream's great, by the way. You should be able to taste your ice cream.
I agree 100%. You know what? So far, we've been in 100% agreement about everything.
It's great.
It's great. Great.
So go ahead.
You got
it. I can't. I go to Syracuse. I'm on moot court. I'm on the trial team. It's one of the best trial schools in America, and I can't get a job from June till March. I finally get my first job at Winsig and Winsig, for attorney, and I'm actually rejecting some jobs too, to be bluntly honest, because I wanted to do real estate and litigation, and I wasn't taking anything else. And I finally get a job at $30,000 a year. Didn't matter. I was doing what I loved, which is real estate and litigation, transactional and litigation, both real estate. And I'm off to the races. And my boss used to come in. He's my client today, Owen Winsig, and he used to come in and say, "Do you ever sleep?" Because I wasn't letting go of that first job. I mean, that was, we were. I wasn't looking back. It took so long to get that first job. I had gotten so many rejections that I wasn't looking back. I was going for it.
You were doing what it took to impress the people you were working for.
Oh no, I was a horrible interviewer.
Oh,
so
really?
once I got that first job, I wasn't giving up. I wasn't losing it. I wasn't giving it up. I knew how hard it was to get the job. I was making sure that I was at that point going to become the greatest of all time. So I wasn't going to be poor again.
Okay.
I mean, I'd already been poor once in life. I wasn't going for twice.
Well, once is enough. So you were with them for how many years?
2 years. And then I realized I needed to complete my Jedi education. There's some part of real estate that everyone needs to know. And that's landlord tenant. Too many people were coming in and we weren't doing a full job servicing them without knowing this arcane type of law, which kind of affected in some way everything. So I was looking up the best landlord tenant firm in New York, and this firm by this guy Danny Finkelstein, Borough Goldstein, kept coming up. I applied, they brought me in right away. I got a job, and then almost 2 years later, I'm going on my own.
So did that take? Was that a hard decision to make to go out on your own?
No, it was necessary. I had to look. I really wanted to perfect my craft, and I needed to upgrade. I love my work. I love my bosses. I today I'm still in touch with them, and we're very close. But you have to learn the trade. It's an apprenticeship basically.
Right. So you did that, and then you opened up your own firm.
In fact, one of my bosses at Finkelstein said to me, "You're not ready yet." He said, "You need about 3 more months in co-op condo law, which is I did everything there that I could before you really are ready to go on your own." And I thought he was just trying to keep me. He needed the help, which I'm sure it's both. But no, he was right. I really would probably be better today if I had the extra training. I went out without the extra training.
But so at the time when you opened up your firm, you opened it up with the thought that you wanted to become the best real estate firm in New York. And
Well,
do you?
Well, at that time, I wanted to make enough money where I can survive. That's number one. Remember, when you grow up, you could take, when you've grown up poor, it never leaves you. Like you could take the boy out of Bayside, but you can't take Bayside out of the boy.
Right.
So that's always with you. I still wake up in fear of being poor even today, despite now how much I have in the bank.
We all have those, and I'm not going to psychoanalyze you unless you want me to,
You're
because
welcome.
I stayed at the Holiday Inn Express last night, so I could do it.
Oh,
So,
yeah. It's funny. My wife says to me, she will not stay at a Holiday Inn or a Marriott. I'm like, you're counting out half the hotels in America.
no kidding.
It's Four Seasons, or even a Ritz is debatable.
Well, so I have dreams of that are strange dreams where I mean, full disclosure, like I'm naked in the middle of a group of people trying to accomplish something.
Congratulations, Mazel Tov. Yeah.
They don't seem to enjoy it, but
Oh.
I think for me, I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of like an esteem issue, and I don't know that you ever grow out of having esteem issues.
What happens when you're in the middle of the group of people?
You know what? It's like I'm always trying to. I'll tell you one that's recurring, and we're getting off the beaten path here, but
Right.
one that's recurring is that I'm somewhere in China, and I have to get to a plane, and it's going to take me like 12 hours to get to the plane, and it's just I never really get to the bottom of but that dream recurs. What do you think?
And then and you also have the dream of you're in the pile of people and you can't get out. Is that it? You can't get out.
No. But I'm like not wearing clothes in a group of people where everyone else is.
His clothes.
Yeah.
So you're not fitting in. You're not feeling. You're not feeling adequate.
I'm feeling very vulnerable.
You're feeling vulnerable, and same with where you can't get out of the plane.
Right. So
with people with speak a different language also.
Exactly. But
so it's a recurring thing. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So if law doesn't work out for you, you could be a psychoanalyst.
If you don't think law is psychoanalyzing as a litigator, you have to understand what they're saying. It's what they're saying, what they're really saying, what's behind what they're saying, and what the truth is. And there's so many different layers and facets, and you have to be really well read and versed and understanding their culture, and you have to understand their culture and their backgrounds, and there's so much to it, so many years of learning that never really stops, just to be good on that stand for that half hour, for that witness that you're taking the testimony of.
So I want to read a couple of superlatives about you, if you don't mind.
Go for
it. How did you learn how to litigate? Did you learn that at Bora Goldstein?
I did. They had me litigating right away and doing depositions. And I'm very thankful for the first person I did a deposition with, because I hardly could speak. And I didn't think I was nervous, but I must have been. And I did trials day one. They were environmental control board trials. So it's like a kangaroo court that makes decisions that are actually could cost you thousands of dollars. But they treated them as a kangaroo court, and I treated them as federal trials that were worth millions of dollars. Like, I treated them as 6-hour trials where I would call witnesses and I do cross-examination, and I was Perry Mason, or now it's suits, and I would take it very seriously. So I was having trial practice from day one, and then I had on our tenant court, I'd be doing the same thing. So I was constantly doing trials all the time.
Now, when you were doing,
there's very good people that have done as many trials as I have.
When you were doing your initial trials in the suit and tie with the taking it very seriously, did that annoy the judge?
Yes, always.
Always.
In fact, I used to have to ask for a supervisor by year 2, because they would take my file and put it to the bottom, because none of the judges wanted to take my cases, because they don't get paid. You know, they think they're getting paid by the case, by the case, and they're getting paid. So they rather get 6 cases done than do one for 6 hours, 3 hours.
Of course.
And having mine is, I'm gonna have witnesses, 6 witnesses. We're gonna have an expert on, you need an eye doctor, and how do you see 6 floors up, and how'd you see that it was, how'd you see that there was a window open, and for lead paint. So
very funny. So when the supervisor came down and your files were on the bottom of the pile, did they rectify that?
Oh, right away.
Oh, that's
absolutely
good.
Every single time.
You know what?
After a while, I had to stay up at the front and watch my file, which I need to really be preparing, but I just have to prepare the night before, and I had to watch my file come up so I wouldn't be cheated. This is real. I'm 25. I'm 25 years. I'm not at this point. I'm 30 years old. It's year 2000.
That's our legal system at work.
This was a court invented by one of my partners to handle Department of Building violations, and then at 100 Center Street fire department violations. So, they never expected someone like me to take it seriously.
Right.
They could be calling witnesses. There was no rules of evidence, but there were when I was there.
Right. No, that's, you know what? But you were doing what you're supposed to do for your client.
Exactly. My view is they're paying me a lot of money.
Right.
Or they're paying someone a lot of money. So I better give them. And even if they weren't paying me a lot of money, I'm always going to give everything I do the best I can. And there are articles I've written on the Environmental Control Board. I still hear they're using them today. They're bringing them in as law.
Yeah, right.
The annals.
Well, you are. Before I read your accolades, you're incredibly well written. How many articles over the years do you think you've written?
I have no idea. Don't know.
Many hundreds. Many hundreds.
Yeah. I really don't know. You know what I do? I keep looking forward. I don't look backwards too often. I look forward. But
right.
Yeah.
Now, how do you, when you're writing an article about something that may be a little bit arcane, do you do all the research? You do it all. You do everything yourself?
No, I never do it myself. I did it myself in the first couple of years, and then this thing called interns were created. So I would have the interns do the research, bring it in, we'd go over it. They would do an outline, and then I would write.
That's great.
In fact, the latest, one just came right before, and there's a new criminal statute that literally makes your apartment houses unsafe. So I started out with, she did the research, I did the writing, and I started out the writing with, my kids like to enjoy our over 100-unit building and run around and visit the apartments, doing deliveries to the doorman and playing ball with the doorman. And now these are the people they get to live with. After 5 years, murders, rapists, armed robbers. This is a real truth. It's a new statute of New York State. That's not a law.
Is that the one where you're not allowed to ask someone's criminal background?
No, not only can you not ask the criminal background, you have to let them in if it's more than 5 years, and even though they've committed these crimes. This is how far it's gone. This is a brand new law. So my job as a lawyer, if I'm a decent citizen, my job as a lawyer isn't just to make money. It's to educate you, the citizenry, on the laws, or who else is going to do it.
100%. I got to tell you, with two girls living in Manhattan, that was one proposal that just, I mean, I was dumbfounded by the fact that a landlord can't ask somebody's criminal background. That my daughter should
wait till you see this one. This one requires that you have to live with murderers and rapists.
The newest one.
If they've been out for 5 years.
Right. No, it's, you know what? Again, we're not political here by any stretch of the imagination, but some edicts from on high just make no damn sense.
No, these are horrible laws, and no city ever should have a one-party city. It's never good. You should always have balance. And New York is a one-party city, and they're still in power. No one shot them. I'm kidding around. I'm joking.
That's fine. That's fine. Listen. So far, I'm liking.
Even if they did shoot them, there's no bail. They wouldn't keep on bail anyway.
Exactly. They'd be out in.
They'd be out right away. So it's okay. You can shoot them. Yeah.
Yeah. No, don't bother. All right. So let me just go over a few of these things. You're a top 100 attorney on the super lawyers list, and that's a list that only 5 real estate attorneys were on or are on.
I think that's the past. That was years ago. Haven't been a top 100 in a while. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what?
I have other things though.
Well, how about the Chambers and Partners?
That's this year.
Okay, so you're a leading real estate lawyer there.
Yeah, but these are awards. Like, I don't know. It's just it's not like basketball, or that's political too. Who makes your all-star team, or a race where whoever finishes the finish line first, they've won.
Right. Well, you know what though? Unless you're paying for it, and I don't think.
No, you don't pay for these things. Yeah.
Right. So then there has to be some subjective way to look at it where somebody's got to say, you know what, this guy's good.
Yeah, but you know what? There usually are good attorneys that make these lists. The Chambers one and some of these other ones, but like best lawyers and that. But I'm always suspects.
Well, I mean, the reality is not everybody gets there, so you did. So I'll count that as a +1.
Okay, well, take it.
All right. And you've been called a tenacious and confident litigator, quick-witted, and quick-witted in court, and respected by judges. Which that's an important. First of all, quick-witted is great. I can tell you're quick-witted. You've been quick-witted to some extent during our time together. And being respected by the judges, I know in your business, if you're not respected by judges, it can be a problem.
Right. Well, remember, we're very lucky. We only practice law, despite everyone telling us to open up in Florida. We only practice law in one state, New York. We only practice one type of law. And we don't go in front of judges unless we know their favorite meal. So it's a small world for us. A small world.
How many judges do you typically deal with, or it depends on what venue you're in?
So we're in all 5 boroughs, and you would say there's about 40 to 50 judges that do civil law in each one of those. Wow. Manhattan probably has 40 to 50. Brooklyn has a little bit more. Queens has less. and Staten Island has much less. So that's the gamut.
So getting to
Oh,
know,
and the Bronx has probably about 30. Yeah.
so getting to know each one, what makes each one tick, what they tolerate, what they don't tolerate, that takes
We
time.
we start getting to know them usually when they're court attorneys, and you deal with them a lot then,
Right.
and we're always respectful. So, and we support campaigns. But we get to know people by going to events and
Right.
getting to know them, and just by being in settlement meetings.
So at this point in your career, are you still networking? You still going to?
I've never networked. I'm not. I don't really do lunches or dinners. I don't ever do dinners. I'd rather be with my kids.
Right.
But no, what I'm doing, I'm going to court still. I'm still going to court. I'm still litigating. I'm still doing depositions. I'm still working really hard. But networking has never been my thing.
Okay. You know what? It was never my thing until I opened up a title company, and then I became much more of a networker.
No, it's so important that for title companies that you network. That it's crucial.
Absolutely.
I always thought though that I need to be doing things meaningful for me, and being with other people in a room, networking. Now I know it's really good for me, and it always helps business. But I hated it so much
Right.
that I said I'm going to give this up unless I have to. I'm just going to not do this anymore.
What did you hate about it?
I always felt it's like your dream. I always felt uncomfortable being in a room with people where I didn't know everybody, or talking to people that I just didn't that I just didn't know that well.
Right.
I never just felt comfortable,
No, listen, I get it.
And then in the back of my mind, I'm thinking I need to get work done, and this isn't getting me anywhere.
Well,
Right.
I talk to people all the time because when you walk into a room, like I go to commercial observer events, and you walk into a room and there'll be 3, 4 guys standing together talking, and I don't know any of them, but you have to go over and break in, and it's it definitely takes time to feel comfortable doing that. No
I have
question.
no problem doing it, but it's not enjoyable for me.
Right. No, I get it. I get it. Even if something comes out of it and it's a score, like if you did it and got something out of it, would that be more palatable?
Yes, but it's still painful for me where I believe I could get the same thing done by doing good work.
No, I get it.
I want people to hire me because we did a good job on your claim, your title claim, or on the property dispute, or your landlord tenant case, or the foreclosure,
100%.
or landlord tenant, or whatever
Right.
dispute it is.
Let them do it that way than just think that you're pithy in conversation at a networking event.
Yeah, but I don't actually think I'm that. I mean,
You don't think you're pithy?
there are much better looking people at these networking events.
It's not all
Much
about
better conversationalists. I'm not going to win that battle.
I think you're selling yourself short. But let me finish with this last one, which is from Real Estate Weekly, that you're one of the most respected commercial real estate attorneys, not only in New York City, but arguably in the rest of the country as well.
Yeah, it's impossible because I don't even go to the rest of the country. Yeah.
Right, but I mean, they must know something, man. They wouldn't just come up with that sentence. So
we've won a few big cases.
Speaking of the Stuytown Peter Cooper Village case,
Yeah.
and we're running out of time a little bit, unbelievably. But can you talk?
How much time do we have?
Probably about 2 minutes.
That's it?
But I'm going to want to have you back.
Your whole show is a half hour?
Yeah. You know what?
Wow.
Here's the thing. You know what people's attention span is? Probably
15
about 10
minutes.
seconds.
Yeah.
You'll hold it for the half hour because, you're entertaining, but generally not so much.
Right.
So just talk to that case a little, a little bit.
That case isn't mine, but I can talk about it because it affects our stuff.
Okay.
But that one's gone. The problem with that case now is there's a new law that just came down requiring people that didn't register their rents after that case came down. What that case came down with is that there's a law firm out there, one of our competitors, quote unquote, that said that you do not need to register your rents a certain amount. They came out with a memo, and they said they relied on a memo from an agency that said the agency's memo said you don't have to rely, you don't have to register your rents
in
this amount.
DHCR.
And the Court of Appeals disagreed and said you need to register your rents, and therefore you've overcharged your tenants. There's a new law that just signed by the governor a few weeks ago that says you have to have re-registered your tenants by a certain date. That's going to cause all kinds of problems for anybody that didn't do that. So that's an example of that.
It's interesting. So do you think good cause eviction is ever going to go into effect?
I don't know if it's going to go into effect or not, but imagine that you're trying to improve the economy in New York, and you're an investor in New York, and you could pick between New York or Florida or California or North Carolina. Where would you invest? A place where they may socialize your real estate, and you're going to buy property that you don't actually really get to own the whole thing, or you're going to go to a place where they're going to welcome you and put out the red carpet and say, come here, we love real estate people. Well, they're taking away the trust in real estate. They're taking away real estate investors' desire to come to New York and want to invest here. And by doing that, they're crippling the industry.
I agree. I mean, I think Local Law 97 is just to me, just another example.
Well, that's a whole nother ball of wax. But any time that you're going to have a law that's going to charge a lot of money for people to do something that may or may not be necessary is going to cause people not to want to invest.
Yeah.
To simplify that.
100%. So listen, I know you're disappointed that we don't have more time to speak, as am I. But I would love if you would consider coming back on at some point.
I would be honored. You're a terrific host. You're in the best industry in the world. Everyone not only needs to buy title insurance, but they should always buy the market rate title policy. Always buy where your property is going to be worth in the future, not just today.
And I thought you were going to say, and what they need to do is to use Hallmark Abstract Service.
I hope so. I mean, I hope we're using Hallmark Abstract since we're on the show today.
We'll have to touch that off.
How do they get in touch with you?
Who?
Hallmark
How
Abstract.
do they get in touch with me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, they could. Well, hallmarkabstractllc.com, or they can just reach out to us at info@hallmarkabstractllc.com. But
so if they Google Hallmark Abstract, can they email you right away? Do you make it easy?
100%. But this is more. I wanted to know how people contact you.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry.
Adam Leitman Bailey. It's easy. We're pretty good at marketing. It's our marketing people. I don't know what they do, but we have. I'm really good at email. All these people that LinkedIn me, it's great. I get back to you, but it takes a while because I'm not on it every day. I focus on my email and my work. I'm not on LinkedIn every day. The people that Instagram me, we have Instagram. I'll get to that once a week. Facebook, that's like a month away.
So to
But
get through,
but if
use
if you email me, which is my website, contact us,
you'll
or you just put my name in and put my and write the word email, my email comes up.
you'll get back quicker.
But I just clicked on your email, your website, and
You know, we didn't even talk about the charity that
contact.
that I work with, but
Contact.
it's only, we didn't talk about it
No,
because
oh, the heroes, the heroes.
yes, but this is
That's
about you.
right.
It's not about me. It's about you.
No, I thought we were talking about your charity. I have a charity also. You don't even know about my charity.
What's your charity?
Your wife's very beautiful. Is that who's Linda's your wife?
Yes.
She's very beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, but your charity is very important. So go ahead.
Oh no. I was really only
But
kidding.
you have everything in your website. Well done. I make it bigger for the elderly people, but okay.
Well, that's the ADA compliance.
Well, we are your website's not, ours is an ADA compliance, but
Do me
yeah.
a favor. Don't tell anyone.
Okay, we won't go live with this. Yeah,
Between
okay.
you and me, please.
Cut that out. Yeah, right.
Okay. Good deal. All right. So listen, I'm going to reach back out. We're going to do
So
this
wait,
again.
go ahead with your charity. Heroes.
Oh, Heroes to Heroes, where it's a combat vet charity where we work with vets who return home suffering moral injury and live at serious risk for death by suicide. And we actually have it's a year-long program, and we have a decent sized Israel component to the healing process. So it's a heroes2heroes.org.
How are you getting in touch with the Israelis that are finishing their service?
We have contacts on the ground in Israel. Why, you have contacts there?
Yeah, I'm on the executive council real estate of APAC.
Oh, really?
I am in touch daily with all kinds of organizations and people in Israel. Yeah, I'm
It's great.
and we're working very hard to make sure that every anti-Semite loses their job and every supporter is able to get their money in the right places.
Yeah, I got to tell you, what's going on right now is quite incredible. But that could be the topic for our next conversation.
Yeah, that one. This may have to go on for many years to come.
So actually, just as an aside, my daughter got married. My middle daughter got married on October 22nd.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And during the service, instead of a talit, the rabbi put an Israeli flag around the couple, and the entire place rang out into Hatikva.
Hatikva, I love it.
Hatikva.
Oh, please send me the video.
I will.
Send me the video of that. That's gorgeous. Is it on your social media?
I don't think it is.
That you got to put up that clip. That's gorgeous.
I will send that to you. And
That's
actually,
combining one of the most sanctified, most sacred things in a person's life, marriage, with the country, the only country that's going to save them or may have to save them one day, Israel. So
actually, my daughter's husband's great-grandfather or grandfather, the grandmother and the grandfather were both saved by Schindler, and the grandfather wrote
you're
a book
kidding? Wow.
and they're a
Incredible.
New Jersey real estate family. I don't know, Zuckerman.
That's narrows it down. Yeah, but, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's an inspirational story. Okay, so now I hate to do this, but we're gonna play our outro. And
Wait, why is the music bad?
no, I hope you
Okay.
enjoy it as much as the intro.
Why do you hate to do it?
Well, I hate to do it because we have to end our conversation.
Oh, got it.
Otherwise, but
I feel like we only had the preamble.
of our talk.
Yeah.
I agree. So we will definitely do this again soon. And it was a
Sounds good.
real pleasure having you on.
Got it.
So hold on.
Thank you for listening to Do You Ever Wonder? And we hope that you enjoyed the show. Next week, we will have another terrific guest telling their story. And if there are any specific topics you'd like to hear more about, please don't hesitate to let us know. Our curiosity, like yours, knows no bounds. Please subscribe and like and share this episode on your social media. See you next week.